What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Jim E back with another video here to talk all about day one of E3 2021. You know, let me get this microphone nice and close. I don't want you to miss a single word, nor do I want you to miss a single video, which is why you're going to subscribe to the channel. Am I right? I have been one of the biggest defenders of E3 forever. And back when E3 went away because they couldn't get their acts together, last year when we lost E3 due to COVID, Jeff Keighley stepped up with Summer Games Fest. It just wasn't the same. I always felt like E3 had a place in the world and I wanted it back. And when I heard that it was announced to return again this year, I got really excited. And now we're one day in. And I gotta admit, I'm kind of regretting that. The big hit today should have been Ubisoft. Devolver Digital had a presentation. Gearbox had a presentation. There probably were other smaller ones that I missed, but those are the ones that I would feel are most of consequence, at least to impact a majority of what I would consider a core video gamer, particularly Ubisoft. And I just didn't feel like any of them delivered today. Ubisoft in particular, there was a lot of major titles missing, and I'm not going to pick on the fact that I think Splinter Cell is most likely dead at this point. But E3 is supposed to be the time that you get your hooks into people for the rest of the year. That's when you announce the big game that's coming out. That's when you get people hyped up and say, hey, get ready because it's coming. And we didn't get that. We didn't get really anything of value from the Ubisoft team, I would argue, with the exception of two games. The Mario Rabbids game, which does look fun. I totally plan on buying and playing through that. I enjoyed the first one. And I guess the Tom Clancy's zombie mode, although that was originally a mod for the original Rainbow Six and did look a little light on content. Short of that, I'm trying to really struggle with what I saw today that got me excited. They announced that Ghost Recon had turned 20, but stay tuned for more news. We didn't get anything there. No Beyond Good and Evil 2 updates. No Splinter Cell, of course. Nothing there. Skull and Bones. Any new Division content. I know they did say specifically with the Division that the new game, the new free-to-play would not be there. Expected that. But the Division 2 or any subsequent news with that, any kind of modes or DLC or anything, nothing to be seen. So when you look at that, you got to say that was pretty much a failure. Gearbox focused almost exclusively on a movie they have coming out, which very exciting. I'm excited for Borderlands movie. But we didn't get much outside of that in terms of any new releases or announcements or really deep dives from anything that we saw from the Summer Games Fest. So a lot of the announcements that were focused around Summer Games Fest were just replayed in their entirety here with very little ancillary news to add on to that, which was kind of frustrating. Lastly, and I think surprisingly not that great, was Devolver Digital, which usually is so bizarre and kind of just hits it out of the park in a very weird, bizarre way. They were surprisingly one noted this year, definitely making fun of Game Pass, of course, with their Super Mega Plus, whatever. But their jokes and their humor usually is backed up by a list of great games that we're interested in. And I believe we only saw 4 games today. I know you're probably thinking, well, 4 is a lot. They're a small company, but they do a lot of publishing work. A lot of games go through them. And I was very surprised it seemed very light on content. I guess if I take anything away from this, it's to, manage the expectations for the rest of E3, number one. And number two, I guess this just once again further punctuates that point that COVID was a big deal. And COVID really did hurt E3 again. Maybe, and we'll wait to see. We'll see. As you know, we got a couple more days of content with the big Square Enix announcements tomorrow and the Xbox Bethesda game showcase. We also have Nintendo coming later in the week as well. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if those companies step up or Ubisoft just totally legitimately fell on their own face on their own, and Gearbox fell on their own face on their own, and Devolver Digital just wasn't that hip this year. I don't know. Too early to make a judgment, but I will say early on, it appears to me that maybe E3 should have been skipped again this year. Maybe turning it into this big festival where it's 4 days of content with co-streamers and special guests and an official E3 panel hosted by Greg Miller and Golden Boy. Maybe we weren't ready for that. Maybe this should have been a next year thing. It seems very light on content, but we'll hold off judgment for now. I will say that my hype level for E3 is at an all-time low. And that's sad. I don't want it to be that way. Typically, I'm scrambling to do reaction videos. I'm scrambling to cover collector's editions. I'm feverishly watching 7 streams at once because there's so many multiple things going on at once that I want to participate in or to listen in on. And we have all these side streams of people bringing their own original take and their own original content. And it's just not happening this year. But let's hold out hope that tomorrow the Master Chief shows up and makes me lose my mind. And let's hope that tomorrow Bethesda releases something cool, maybe Starfield or something. I don't know. Let's hope that Nintendo can get their stuff together. And let's hope that, I don't know what's even going on Monday. Monday just feels like a collection of a lot of weird little studios, but we'll find something to cheer about Monday. Oh, Capcom. I believe Capcom is Monday. So let's cheer for Capcom on Monday. All right. Unless they're Sunday, but let's cheer for them anyway. That's it for me for today's reaction video. I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on E3 so far. I'll be back again tomorrow night with some updates. Unless we get some awesome collector editions, then I'll definitely do some one-off videos for those. We really want that Xbox Series X Halo-themed console, so hopefully tomorrow I can do a video telling you how amazing that is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.